Hello and welcome to another episode of Treasure Hunting America. I'm your host, Mark Hendricks. Pat Keene comes from a long line of treasure hunters, including his grandfather, who started Keene Engineering, a manufacturer of gold prospecting equipment. Pat hunts all over Southern California, and his favorite place to hunt for gold is in the Mojave Desert.
I got started in prospecting because my family was manufacturing equipment. And my family's been doing this type of thing for 3 or 4 generations. And I've always loved the outdoors and I've always loved to go camping. So it's kind of a natural to find something to do while you're out there having fun. But I've been detecting since I was probably 5 years old, and I really enjoy doing it. And over the years, I've found some treasure. I've found a lot of neat old antiques. It's really exciting when you dig something up. You never know what you're quite finding until you actually unearth it and see it. And then sometimes it's even figuring out exactly what you're finding. Besides the metal detecting, I also do a lot of dry washing. That's where we're digging off material off the side of the canyon walls and throwing it into a concentrator, which shakes and separates the gold out. And also down in the streams and gullies and rivers, where in some cases we're actually diving in 8 to 10 feet of water, sucking up material and having the dredge concentrate it in what's called a sluice box. And it's just a great thrill at the end to pan out the concentrates and see that glitter of gold and have a good time while you're doing it. We're up at the Red Chispa mining claim right now. And this claim belongs to Prospectors Club of Southern California. And this has been a real good spot for us to dig up here. And if you look up on the hillside up here, you see a lot of old compacted riverbed material. And this is where an ancient riverbed once existed. And when all these mountains were thrusted up, it brought up all this riverbed material. And you can see you have 2 different types. You have the red dirt over on your right-hand side, and that's all part of an old volcanic mud flow. And over here to the left, you see what's called an old ancient riverbed, a tertiary channel, which is quite old. And all this stuff has been uplifted, and a lot of people have found a lot of gold up here, metal detecting and also dry washing. We use a lot of the metal detectors to find the locations and find a lot of the big nuggets, but a lot of the real small stuff that we can't detect with the detectors, we can shovel into the dry washers and collect a lot of the finer gold. And what we like doing up here is we dig into the hillside till we hit the bedrock, and all the riverbed channel that's sitting on top of the bedrock, it's super concentrated, and we find our gold sitting right on top of a caliche clay layer that once rested upon the bedrock. We're picking into this hillside here, and we're trying to loosen a lot of these bigger rocks out so we can make some bigger holes. We think there's good gold all through these layers, so what we're doing is we're breaking it down into rubble down below, and we're shoveling it in the dry washers, getting close enough to the bedrock so then we can take the metal detectors in and detect right on top of the bedrock, and we'll see what we find. What we're trying to do is break some of these big rocks out of here, and we know there's good gold right underneath the rocks. So if we can loosen these big rocks and get them out of the way, then we can get to the bedrock where we can detect. Yeah, we come up here about once a month, every 4th weekend of the month, and we go prospecting. And I think a little later my friend's going to show you close to a pound of gold that he found up in these hills up here. And not more than 150 feet away, my friend found a 3.5 ounce nugget. And imagine to find something like that to take home to show to your friends. It's pretty exciting.